Hello everyone, this time in Block by Block we're talking about the manager. Now this does require bluetricities. You can see here when I place this down, there's that black slot. Yet over here, this one that's powered has that little blue slot. So that's how you know it's powered. I'll go ahead and put that piece of, well, I don't need it on that one, it's fine. So managers are like a super advanced way to manage and check inventories. So you have to attach them to a chest like this, and you have to have several of them in a network for this to really make any sense. So when you right click on this, you get this fancy user interface. Of course, there is a power system. Now the color doesn't do what color tags normally have done in Redpower, but we'll go over that shortly. So the first thing is this inventory. Now this inventory is what it's checking this chest for. So like for instance, this first mode is exact mode. So we're going to put 4 wooden planks in here, and we're going to put 4 wooden planks in here. So you're going to notice it's going to eject them all to this manager, which is saying, hey, I need 4 wooden planks. And once it gets those 4, it's going to go ahead and shut down and turn its redstone signal on and say, hey, I got my 4 oak planks that I wanted, and everything's good. So that is how you do that. And then there's another mode which will just accept anything. Whoops. We'll get to that in a second. So it will accept any amount of what I put in here. So I have several oak things, and I'll literally throw a stack in here, and it will just send the whole stack down this line to this manager, because this manager's like, yeah, I'll take whatever wood you got. So that is the 2 modes the manager has. And you'll notice when I switched this over to exact mode and told it that you only want 1 piece of wood, it ejected all this wood and sent it down to this chest. So that's the way managers work, is that when a manager has items that it doesn't want, it will eject it out of itself, and it will either A, send it to a manager that does want it, or B, send it to just any chest in the line that doesn't have a manager hooked up to it. And a thing to note about that is if you don't have any like chest for items that aren't supposed to be in the management system to get deposited, then the manager will just kind of back up and hold on to it until it does have a place to deposit it. So the next thing we're going to look at is this little number here. Now this number is the priority number. So let's say this one is on 0, which means it's the lowest priority, and this one is on 1. Now both of these guys want a single piece of wood, this one being on 0 and this one being on 1. So if I put a piece of wood in here, it's going to get sucked out and put into the higher priority manager. So you can see now this manager has a priority of 1, so because it has a higher priority, it's going to steal the wood from this manager, which simply had a priority of 0. Now another thing we can do is let's set this to 2, and let's go find another priority 0 manager and tell it that it wants 1 piece of wood, and we'll change it to white, and we'll put a piece of wood in here. Now you'll notice it holds on to this piece of wood even though there's a manager on the line that wants 2 pieces of wood and doesn't have its 2 pieces of wood. Well, that's because when you use color tags in a manager, it basically sets up a little LAN network between the managers. This manager is only checking other managers on the white network. So if I change this to white, you'll see that it goes ahead and pulls the block out, and we'll shove it into the white manager. So you can put more than 1 manager on the same line and just simply change their color tags, and the managers will only interface with other managers that have the same color tag. And another thing to note, if I put an extra piece of wood in here, when it shoots it out, it will also have that color tag that you assign to it, as you can see right there. So there are some pretty neat things. Oh, also, a manager that doesn't have a color tag can receive something from a manager that does have a color tag, just kind of like how a non-colored pipe can receive something from a colored pipe, just so you know. So managers are just a really great way to manage inventories, and you can actually build sorting systems out of them. If you want to get a bunch of managers going, you can just tell the manager what items it's supposed to be holding on to, and then whatever items of that type come down the system, the manager will grab and shove into its inventory. So I thank you guys all for watching this block by block. I hope you enjoyed. If you're new to the channel, please consider commenting, and subscribing, and I'll see you all next time. Toodles!